Country Israel. Introduction. Population of Israel is around 93.4 million. The nation of Israel is the world's fifth Jewish state in 2 millennia. It represents for Jews the restoration for their homeland after the countries. Long diaspora that followed the demise of the Herodian kingdom in the 1st century before Christ. As such, it remains the focus of the whispered Jewish imagination. Freedom of press. Organization of Israel is around 92. There is no freedom of press in Israel. In conflict zone, the media have a significant role in the mediation of information. The media are important agents for social construction and conflict management, especially during security crises. Different media channels such as newspaper, televisions, and social networks are constantly evaluating political, economics, and social activities. Media content is a prism through which common perception in Israeli society may be explored. Media portrayal is not limited to reflecting reality but itself social action and should be understood as a player in the matrix. In the age of globalization, the press discovered has become more professional and national sports teams have lost the status of national emblem. In 2015, despite the weakness of the links between nationalism and sports in the international arena. When it comes to sports within Israel, the tension between nationalism and universalism maintains its presence. Country Israel. Number of killed journalism 25. Number 1. Ahmad Abu Hussein. Died April 25, 2018. Type of death: dangerous assignment, location and the occupied Palestine territory. Organization: Voice of the People Palestine New Agency. Ahmad Abu Hussein, a Palestinian photojournalist, died on April 25, 2018 from blood wounds to the abdomen sustained on April 13, 2018 while he was covering protests in the North Gaza city of Jabalia for Voice of the People, according to the radio reports. After Abu Hussein was hit with a live round. Number 2. Ali Abu Afash. Died on August 13, 2014. Location: Israel and the Palestine territory. Type of death: don't know. Organization: freelancer. Ali Shahada Abu Afash, a Palestinian freelancer translator who was working with the Associated Press, were killed when exploded missile blew up in the modern Gaza Strip, according to his employer. The explosion also killed Simone Capelli, an Italian video journalist for the AP, and injured by photographer Haman Musa. Abu Afash is served by his two daughters. Number 3. Aziz Al-Tina. Organization: Wafa. Died October 28, 2000. Type of death: don't know. Location: Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. On or about October 18, Al-Tina, a reporter within the official Palestinian National Authority (PNA) news agency Wafa, was seriously wounded in an explosion at a PNA security post in the West Bank city of Bethlehem. The source of the explosion was unclear. The CGP sources said it was an accidental blast and not the result of hostile acts such as shelling. On October 28, Al-Tina died from its injuries at a hospital in Amman, Jordan. Some journalists reported was said he is our brother and he killed in an unknown accident. Number 4. Basil Ibrahim Farij. Organization Palestinian Media and Communication Company died January 7, 2009. Type of death crossfire location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Faraj, a 22-year-old cameraman, was part of a four-member television crew that was traveling in Gaza on December 27, 2018 when its car was hit by an Israeli airstrike, according to regional news reporter. The crew was not the target of the attack. Crew had just completed an interview near at Walda Association for Prisoner. Number 5. Fadil Shana. Organization Reuters died April 16, 2008. Type of death crossfire. Location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Cameraman Shana, 23, was killed and soundman Wafa Abu Mizyad was wounded after they stopped their vehicle to film Israeli military force several hundred feet away. Reuters said Shana was using a tripod-mounted camera when an Israeli truck fired on the men. 8 other bystanders, most under the age of 16, were killed. The Reuters cameraman was working a flak jacket marked press and had gotten out of a sport utility vehicle bringing the markings TV. Number 6. Hamid Sahab. Organization Media 24 died July 9, 2014. Type of death don't know. Location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. The Israel Defense Forces (IDF) told CGP that Sahab's killing had been referred to an internal IDF committee led by investigators who had not been part of the chain of command during the incident. According to the finding posted online in September 2014, the investigators concluded that intelligence information and direct evidences indicated the car was being used to transport weaponry. Number 7. Hussein Salama. Organization Al-Aqsa died November 20, 2012. Type of death crossfire. Location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Ali Hassan Salama was a Palestinian militant who was the chief of operations for Black September, the organization responsible for the 1972 Munich Maskaraj and other terror attacks. He was the founder of Force 17. He was assassinated by Mossad in January 1979 as a part of Operation Worth of God. Number 8. Imad Abu Zahra. Organization freelancer died July 12, 2002. Type of death crossfire. Location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Imad Abu Zahra was a freelancer photojournalist who worked in Jenin, Palestine. He founded his own local paper for Jenin, which was controversial, and ceased publication after 5 issues. While working in the field, Abu Zahra was fatally shot by Israel forces. He was the third journalist killed during the Second Intifada. Number 9. Imam Tilawi. Organization Voice of Palestinian died September 22, 2002. Type of death dangerous assignment. Location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Tilawi, a journalist and program host for the official Palestinian Authority radio station Voice of Palestine, was killed after being shot in the head by Israel during protests in the West Bank city of Ramallah. The incident occurred late in the evening around Ramallah's Manners Square. According to Palestinian sources, Tilani was both covering and participating in Palestinian demonstrations that had erupted. There is a protest of the Israeli army Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat's headquarters. Number 10. James Miller. Organization freelancer died May 2, 2003. Type of death crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Miller, a British freelancer, cameraman and film director with UK-based Front-Based Films, was fatally shot in the Gaza Strip. An award-winning documentary filmmaker, the journalist was with a crew in the town of Rafah in southern Gaza, near the Egyptian border, filmmaking an HBO documentary on the Israeli-Palestine conflict. According to published testimony of eyewitness that an Associated Press television news cameraman who was filmmaking in the same house. Number 11. Khalid Riyada Hamad. Organization Continue Production Films, died July 20, 2040. Type of death crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Hamad, a Palestinian cameraman, was killed in the Gaza City neighborhood of Shijia, according to news reports and the journalist's colleague. More than 60 Palestinian and 13 journalist soldiers were killed in clashes between Israeli and Hamas forces in Syliani that day, according to news reporter. Hamad, a Palestinian cameraman, was killed in the Gaza City neighborhood of Shijia, according to the news reporter and journalist colleague. Hamad was working on a film for the local Continue Production Films about the dangerous Palestinian. Number 12. Mahmoud Al-Kumi. Organization Al-Aqsa, died November 20, 2012. Type of death crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Al-Kumi, a cameraman for the Hamas-run station, and fellow Al-Aqsa cameraman Hasham Salma were killed when an Israeli missile hit their car in the Al-Shifa neighborhood of central Gaza, the station and other news organizations reported. Al-Kumi and Salama had completed an assignment at Al-Shifa hospital in the part of their coverage of Israel. Al-Kumi and Salama served burns and died on Shifa hospital. Number 13. Mahmoud Abu Halima. Organization Al-Najjar, died March 22, 2004. Type of death crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Abu Halima, a journalism student at Al-Najjar University and Nablus and a correspondent for university-affiliated Al-Najjar radio station, was shot at the entrance of the Balata refugee camp outside the city of Nablus, according to local Palestinian journalist. Abu Halima, who also worked as a freelancer photographer, was reporting on Israeli troop activity near the camp. Sharda said that Abu Halima told him that he had begun to photograph the jeeps. Sharda said that he heard gunfire and lost contact with Abu Halima. Number 14. Mahmoud Matar Abdoud. Organization Palestine, died May 14, 2007. Type of death don't know, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Al-Shabaab said that the two men were beaten before being shot on a public street. Al-Jahashi died at the scene while Ado was taken to Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City, where they died at 3 a.m. The next day, Al-Shafa was CGP source said the description was based on interviews with eyewitness and an account that Abdo provided his brother before he said. The Palestinian journalist scanned that the Palestinian journalist blog both denounced the killing. He said Fatih condemned the killed and urged that the perpetrators and punished. Number 15. Muhammad Noor al-Din al-Dheri. Died on July 30, 2014. Type of death don't know. Organization Palestine Network for Press and Media, location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Al-Dheri, who worked for the Palestinian Network for Press and Media, were killed while covering the Israeli bombardment of the Shiyan neighborhood of Gaza, according to the employer and his father. At least 16 other people were killed in this incident, including the Palestinian Network correspondent Rami Rian and Sayaman Al-Ayan. Number 15. Muhammad Al-Bishawi. Organization Najah Press Office Islam Online, died July 31, 2001. Location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Type of death crossfire. Al-Bishawi, a reporter for the Nablus-based Palestinian news service Naja Press Office and for IslamOnline.net, an internet news service based in Qatar, was killed in an Israeli missile attack that hit target Hamas leader Jamal Mansour. Al-Bishawi covered many topics for Islam Online, ranging from Palestinian wedding to suicide bombers. Number 17. Raffaello Cirillo. Organization freelancer, type of death Crossfire, dead March 13, 2002, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Cirillo, an Italian freelancer photographer who was on assignment for the Italian daily Corriere della Sera, was killed by Israeli gunfire in the West Bank city of Ramallah. According to the press reporters and eyewitness testimony, Cirillo was the first foreign journalist killed while covering the current Palestinian uprising. Number 18. Nazia Darwazish. Organization APTN, died April 19, 2003, type of death Crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Darwazish, a cameraman for the Associated Press television news APTN, was shot and killed by Israeli force in the West Bank city of Nablus, while framing clashes between Palestinian youths and Israeli toppers at around 9 am. According to Palestinian journalists who witnessed the incident, video footage of the incident reviewed by CGP appears to corroborate their accounts. The shooting occurred after clashes entrapped in Nablus when Israeli forces enters the city downtown area. Number 19. Rami Rayan. Organization Palestinian Network for Press and Media, died July 30, 2014, type of death Crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestinian territory. Palestinian journalist Rayan was killed in an Israeli bombardment on a market in the Sejan neighborhood of Gaza. According to his employer and news report, at least 16 other countries were killed and wounded in the strike, according to news reports. Rayan, a photographer for the local news agencies, and he is the network manager of CGP. Number 20. Sama Al-Aryan. Organization Al-Aqsa TV, died July 30, 2040, type of death Crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Palestinian journalist Al-Aryan was killed in an Israeli bombardment on a market in the Shijan neighborhood of Gaza, according to his employer of news report, and at least 16 other people were killed in that country. This channel programs directed told CGP. Number 21. Shireen Abu Akleh. Organization Al Jazeera, died May 11, 2022, type of death dangerous assignment, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. She was a Palestinian American journalist who worked as a reporter for the Arabic language channel Al Jazeera for 25 years and was one of the most prominent names across the Middle East for her decades of reporting in the Israeli occupied Palestine territory. Over the course of her career, she reported on numerous major events affecting Palestinians while also analyzing Israeli politics. Number 22. Simone Camilli. Organization The Associated Press, died August 13, 2014, type of death Crossfire, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Simone Camilli, an Italian video journalist for the Associated Press, were killed when an unexploded missile Belly and the mountain Gaza Strip. According to his employer, the explosion also killed freelancing translator Al-Shahzada Abu Ashfaq and injured AP photographer Hatim Mosa. This crew had accompanied Gaza police engineers as they worked. Number 23. 3. Suleiman Abdul Rahim Al-Ashi. Organization Palestine, died May 13, 2007. Type of death murder, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. Gunmen wearing presidential guard uniform stopped a taxi carrying Al-Shafi, 28, an economics editor for the Hamas-affiliated Daily Palestine, and Mohammad Matar Abdur, 25, a manager responsible for the distribution and civic relations. The taxi was stopped at 2:30 p.m. in a high-security area southwest of Gaza City that was controlled by Fateh al-Shafaq, and other journalists told CGP. Number 24. Yasir Murtaja. Organization N Media, died April 7, 2018. Type of death, dangerous assignment, location Israel and the occupied Palestine territory. He was a Palestinian video journalist and photographer from the Gaza Strip. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, he was killed by Israeli security forces during the 2018 Gaza border protest. Murtaja was the co-founder of N Media Production Company, which produced video for the several international media outlets. He was one of the first individuals to bring a drone camera. Number 25. Yusuf Abu Hussein. Organization Voice of Al-Aqsa Radio. Died on May 19, 2021. Type of death, don't know, location Israel at the occupied Palestine territory. New York, May 19, 2021. The Committee to Protect Journalists today condemned the killing of Palestinian journalist Yusuf Abu Hussein in Gaza and called the Israeli authorities to immediately clarify whether they deliberately struck his home. At dawn today, an Israeli warplane bombed into the top floors of the Gaza City apartment building where Abu Hussein are reported a new anchor of the Hamas artificial radio station Voice of the Al-Aqsa. Conclusion. According to the CPJ, 25 journalists have been killed in Israel since 2000 to 2022. Most of the journalists working as a freelancer. Cause of the death of the most of the journalists was crossfire.